Got a big job coming up on Thursday, 2-day out of town install with garage cabinets, and we've got a bunch of doors that the customer wanted locks on. And naturally, I've had this job sitting on my desk for like 3 months. We've been going back and forth on measurements, and we've waited till the week up to figure a couple of things out. Let me show you what we're doing and what my issue is and how I think I'm going to fix it. So this is one of our upper cabinets, double door cabinet, and you can see I've got some temporary doors on here and some aluminum. Well, so the one thing we've got is we've got a nice it's a bar lock that goes on the back. You turn the key and it raises and lowers it and catches on the lock. So on the top was easy. Instead of doing our standard aluminum extrusion that doesn't have the lip, we use the one on the bottom so it'll catch on the top. Perfect, solved that problem. On the bottom, we're going to do a latch. We're going to make a jig and make this look a little bit nicer than this one here. And then to lock the other door, we planned on using this guy here from it's a Compex product. And so when you close one door, it pushes over and latches the other door. But with the aluminum extrusion, it's got an angle to it, and then we've got the aluminum extrusions on the back of the door. We couldn't get all that stuff to line up. So I've come to the conclusion, we thought about doing, a full strip of material on the back of it. I didn't like how it looked and how much room it was going to take. And so now my simple one is we're going to put a tab on the top and the bottom. Now this will be a black piece of aluminum. This is just scrap here. But I was looking all over. I'm like, on July 3rd, where am I going to get, black aluminum to put on the back of there? Well, the lock kit comes with 2 4-foot pieces, and we're only using about 4 foot of it, so I've got extra. So now I'm going to build a jig and make these up. Let me show you what we're doing. This is a sticker off of a piece of material, and it just gave me the idea. You know what? When I cut it, I need to be able to put it into a slot and hold it in place, because the fence that I've got just doesn't work real good. So what we're going to do is we're going to dado in a strip in the bottom of this to where this sits on it, and then I believe I have one of these clamps hanging around here that we will be able to clamp it in place and mark it off and not have to measure each one individually. So we're cutting, it was working. The problem was when we push it out, it would fall down in this slot here. So my improvement was, I just put a little piece of cardboard on there now. Slide it over. This is giving me the exact length that I need. Now when we slide out, it falls on the cardboard. Okay, so now we use the same jigger on the drill press. We set up, we're going to drill 2 holes. We're drilling one at a time, and then we'll come back and drill the second one. I found out as I'm doing this, if I blow it off before I take the piece out, that I don't get any metal down in the part, so the next one goes in. That one, it didn't work because I'm doing this one-handed, but that's our setup. The final thing we did is we sacrificed a complete contractor square to have a jig that'll hold it in place when we install it. So the big one had a big lip on it, and it was really long, and so when you let go of it, it would fall off. So we took it, and the first thing I did is I trimmed the edges down to where when it sits on the part here, that it's relatively flush. And when we put this guy next to it here, left-handed again, that now everything is there and it'll stay by itself. So I can set it in place and then come over and grab the drill and the screw, and then we cut it down on this end. This is going to be our length on it. When we put it to the end of the door, that's the actual location that'll go. The other thing is I trim this back so that when I'm holding this up against here, that this has a stop against it, and we get them on there the same length every time. So I got about an hour and a half into building this, and that included a trip to Ace Hardware of solving this problem. Now we'll put it in, I've got everything, we'll put it in the bin, and we can do this on a regular basis when we have somebody that wants locks we figured it out once and we can do it 100 times now. Matt and I are out on the install on the job with it. We're putting all the locks on, and let me show you what we're doing to make things go smoother, one-piece flow, and just making it. The jig that we made in the shop for cutting this, we went ahead and brought it out on the job, and we just clamp it in place so that we can cut this nice and easy. And a little improvement that I did is I wanted this to be able to slide nice and easy in here, but I also wanted to clamp down. So first I was tightening it up with this little piece underneath here, and then we had to stop and do some other things, and we'd lose the piece. So we screwed the piece in place, so now it can clamp it down and it's there, and then we can slide it in. This allows us to cut everything right here, and then we've got a grinder that we're with a sanding pad on it to just deburr the ends. And I was setting it on the floor or on the ground, and I'm tired and getting old and didn't want to bend over, so we borrowed a customer's bench and set there to set the grinder on, so I don't have to bend over to pick it up. So it's nice one-piece flow and easy right there. We reduce the motion, and then we're one-piece flow on this. Is we're assembling the lock systems right here on the cabinet. We got a couple different sizes, so we do the first door and make sure that it works right, and then we cut the other parts for the next doors that are going in. We'll put the hinges on right here, put the locks on right there, snap it in place, and test it. And then we leave the door locked, and that way we know that everything's done in that cabinet.